Welcome to Coleman Report Live. I'm Bob Coleman, and we're talking Main Street and the small business lenders who help it grow. Katie Watucky, our editor. All right, Jennifer, I'm going to try to do this. I always make a mistake. Jennifer Blumig.
Yes. Very
Eventfully yours.
Eventfully yours.
All right. Well, I got close. Jennifer, so glad you could join us. I know you're going to talk about your virtual conference and up to date at the conference. There's our certificate, which you all should know about. We have a webinar in an hour with Lance, and if you haven't registered, you'd like to do that, just shoot me an email, and we'll take care of the paperwork. We'll get you taken care of on that. And we're going to start our summer training next week. Oh, nice picture, Jennifer.
Thanks. It's a couple years old now, I think.
Yeah, that's okay. We're all. Go ahead, Jennifer. Let's start at the beginning. We're supposed to be doing a conference in Baltimore, August 12th through 14th. I assume that's been canceled.
Right. Let's actually go to the next slide, if you will, because that'll. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Go ahead, Jennifer. Tell us what's going on.
So we have pivoted our 3 August conferences at this point officially to one collaborative virtual. So that includes the Southeastern that was supposed to take place in Asheville in the beginning of August. It includes the Baltimore Conference by America East, and it also includes the Nashville Music City Conference that was happening in the end of August. So the good news is, this is going to not be your typical webinar. We have done a lot of work on this to ensure that, the attendees are engaged, it's interactive, it's concise. We're not going to drone on and on for 2 hours on a topic. We realize people are sitting in their chairs. They need to kind of get up and stretch every now and then, which is also why we are starting at 12:30 in the afternoon and only going until 5. Daily.
Jennifer, let me interrupt you there. 12:30 Eastern Pacific. What time zone are we?
Correct. 12:30 Eastern. I should have put that there, but we did that also intentionally because that way someone from the West Coast could participate. It's not entirely too early for them as well to participate. So, we're obviously inviting all lenders to attend. The nice thing about pivoting to virtual is that it's really not restrictive. So I've seen people registering from Arizona and Minnesota. So it's great. We are encouraging that, please do get the training that you need. We have the reduced price point of only $199. So, we are offering with that, a souvenir t-shirt. So don't miss out on getting that.
Very clever.
So register. If you're registered by August 15th, you'll definitely be able to, or August 1st, you'll definitely be able to get the t-shirt mailed to you in your remote location along with
I'll make you a deal, Jennifer. You send me a t-shirt, I'll wear it for one of our shows. How's that?
Awesome. I will send it to you for sure.
In fact, we'll get Katie and Lance, all 3 of us. We'll all wear it. Awesome. Maybe we'll get our friends out of Alaska and Guam. But what time would it be in Guam? I don't even want to know.
I don't know. You'd have to calculate that.
I think tomorrow morning. I think that's how last time we did it. Tell us about the buy-in that you get from Washington, D.C. headquarters.
So we have great participation. Obviously, our ability to consolidate has helped them tremendously as well. So, only having to, speak at 1 conference versus 3. So we do have Bill Manger opening up the conference.
Nice.
We have invited the administrator. So that is TBD, but we're hopeful that she will be able to participate in some way. We do have regional and district participation as well as, obviously the Office of Capital Access, Office of Financial Assistance. And we've got some really great, interesting topics considering the circumstances right now.
Can you give us a preview of some of them?
I can. We have a lot of PPP conversation that's going to happen, obviously including servicing, how to move on after forgiveness is determined. We've got PPP fraud, so I'm sure that will be an interesting topic, things that we've learned so far and kind of what lenders need to know. We've got topics on forbearance and modification, the oversight and enforcement rules, some new guidance there for lenders. As well as, how do we operate in the new normal under our other types of industries like technology. So technology will be a big part of this now. How has that changed how, lenders are now operating? So I think that's going to come into play.
That's awesome. What is the platform that you are using to transmit this information?
So that's proprietary for now, but
That was a dodge if I've ever heard one.
yeah. So one of the things that we're offering is something very unique, and I'm really proud to be a part of it. And we've invested a lot of time and effort and resources into a really great platform. So.
Well, good. Just make sure, from my experience, Jennifer, make sure you get past the bank firewalls. That tends to be an issue.
Yes, we are testing that for sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
And obviously all the details are on the website. You can register. The sponsor prospectus is there. The information, go to smallbusinesslendersconnect.com and everything is there.
So let's see. So you definitely canceled America East, Music City out in Nashville. What's the status of the Orlando event? When is that? September?
Right. So the Orlando event, which is Flagel, is still scheduled as of now for September. In mid-July, we should have a go, no-go official final decision for Flagel, but we are proceeding as scheduled for that as of now. So we do have people registered and sponsoring. We have a very forgivable refund and cancellation process. If we end up having to cancel the conference, it's 100% guarantee money back. So there's really no risk in registering now if people do want to register.
I mean, as I've said many times, people are probably getting tired of me saying it, but the world has gone mad and we're all scrambling. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us. You're welcome to stick around if you wish. Let us know how we can help. I'm a huge fan of what you do, and it's a great learning platform for lenders to get up-to-date information. So good for you for pivoting and doing your proprietary information. Let's go to the polls. Do you plan to participate in the Main Street Lending Program? Are you going to be covering Main Street Lending, Jennifer?
I am sure they will. There's so much to be covered. I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and the reason why very few people are willing to participate is the lender's required to hold back 5%. We still don't have all the logistics on that. For those of you who answer no, I assume you're waiting to see more guidance. It is the successor to PPP. I've yet to take a position on that. Katie, you've done some research on it. What's your opinion?
I think it is different in that with PPP, they were trying to build it as we went. We needed the money out right then and there. Main Street Lending Program has been in the works for a while now, and it seems like they have a lot more organized, and they're looking like they're going to have more of a complete program when this does launch. But that being said, we are still waiting on some guidance on it. So I think it will be a good program. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should launch probably about, what is that, next week? You're right.
Jennifer, this is for you. Are you planning on attending a conference in person this year?
Or virtually?
Well, we just did. Yeah, I mean, obviously virtual is an option. I just want curious how many people are willing to.
Yeah.
We've asked this question from time to time. I know about 20% of the lenders, all travel's been canceled. It's not being sanctioned, and there's big cancellations for 90 days. Okay, 24%. That's actually a little bit higher than I thought, Jennifer.
Yeah.
But obviously the virtual conference is a great option. And I'm mulling over, we do our secondary market summit first week of December, so I'm in the same boat as you are, whether we're going to do that, and we back-to-back that with the Rural USDA BNI Lending Conference as well. So we'll, I have a little bit more lead time than you do, but so we'll see what's happening with curves and quarantines and all that fun stuff. And
well, if you need help, let me know.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
If you need help, let me know with the virtual.
And finally, I was talking to a banker, and they said their core deposits increased. I think I mentioned this the other day, and I want to know, have you received some ancillary benefit to be as a PPP lender? Wow, that's impressive. Very good. All right. Okay, we're going to go to the questions. Let's see. The two from Nathan are very detailed. Let's pass on those two. I'm going to wait for Lance. This one I can answer, Katie. Do you know the answer or you want me to go for it?
I believe they eventually need it, don't they?
Yeah, the answer is you can fund it with a electronic signature. You need to get a wet signature. I don't know if it's 90 days or 180 days. You will need one, but you could fund it without an original signature. And as I said, it's either 90 or 120 days. Paul asked the question everyone is asking. We don't know. Because we don't know yet how to transmit it. We're getting dribs and drabs. Hopefully by the end of June, we will have all those definitive logistics and how to do it. Jennifer, are you up to date on this? Do you have any idea? Because with your contacts in DC?
I can't say that I am. Yeah, no, unfortunately. But we'll have an update at the conference.
And I got a note, please read the questions out loud for those in a conference room. All right, I will stand corrected. Paul's question was, can you give an update of when you think SBA will be ready to start forgiveness? This one, I don't have the answer for. The question is, what do we do if we haven't seen our PPP fees yet? I'm going to defer to Lance on that one. He's more up to date than I am. Barbara, how many people have had potential borrowers withdraw because of media coverage of the constant changes? I highly suspect I'm not the only one. I've worked with businesses that withdrew from consideration, never closed, or still have not spent money out of fears of the unknown. I'm guessing you two may know the stats. I think it's around 10%. What, Katie, Jennifer?
I haven't heard an exact statistic on it, but I have heard this is happening. So I think it's probably happening at least at 10% because we are actually hearing about it.
Very good. Katie, let's go to, and these other questions. I apologize. I should have done some research before that because I've been relying on Lance for these. So I'm going to hold these over till we get Mr. Sexton on tomorrow. But Katie, let's talk about your reporting. What's going on with the FDIC offsets impact on deposit insurance assessments? 5% indicated their core deposits have increased. What's going on with that, Katie?
Right. So they approved a final rule here the other day. I think this was Monday. And what that's just going to do is it's going to ensure lending institutions will not be subject to higher deposit insurance assessments for participating in the PPP, the PPP liquidity facility, and the money market mutual fund liquidity facility. So I don't think we actually got it in our handouts today, but there is an article on our website about it, and you can download the new interim final rule on that and read more on that if it's affecting you.
Well, good. And I think that's a positive thing. And what's going on with Lender Match? I know we got some emails last month saying it wasn't working. Is it working now, Katie?
Right. So in March, they closed down Lender Match because there were too many people who were trying to use it, especially new borrowers who didn't know where to find a lender. And with PPP launching, at the time, there was no tool for PPP. Now they are reopening it specifically for underserved and disadvantaged borrowers to gain access to the PPP program through, so what it'll do it'll connect borrowers with smaller asset size lenders right now who are doing PPP loans. It is also still working for other programs too, the 7A program, and those programs, but it is limited to smaller asset size lenders at the moment. It will open up fully to everyone on June 30th.
Very good. Raman asked the question, any update on Main Street lending program on whether borrowers can apply now or not yet? We don't yet have all of that. We are doing a webinar next Wednesday on that. The program's supposed to go live Wednesday. So I suspect we'll be getting a lot more information over the weekend and by next Wednesday. Katie, what else are you working on? Anything else fun?
Oh, well, we're going to end up with a lot more fraud cases, and I've just been kind of sifting through the news, and I've seen probably about, I don't know, 5 or 6 this week. So Friday's going to be fun, so make sure you log in for that. And then, yeah, so we're just kind of waiting on some more forgiveness guidance, and I think Lance has a great webinar coming up just here in a few minutes, but it's going to be great on introducing the new forms for forgiveness. And I looked through that and it looks great. I learned something.
Jennifer, last word.
Make sure that you check out the virtual Lenders Connect 2020. Go to smallbusinesslendersconnect.com and see what we're doing.
Very good. Well, thank you for joining us today for Coleman Report Live and for supporting America's Main Street, as well as our virtual conference friends, one entrepreneur at a time. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Bob.